The path to pro scene in Overwatch has been plagued by mismanagement for years, which is why after a recent Blizzard administration blunder, the pro teams decided to stage a protest, and instead of playing out a match, instead executed TORB and Orisa 1v1s to give the middle finger to Blizzard. We'll explain the backstory behind this, the community reaction, as well as some other news stories we've been tracking. The reason behind the protests are both micro and macro, where there is an inciting incident here, but also just the general trend of Blizzard mistreating the tier 2 pro scene for years and years, building up resentment over time. What happened was O1 Esports was in the upper bracket, was told by the admin that it would be a best of 7. O1 was beginning a reverse sweep on a comeback, but when they reached 5 maps, the admin said, "Oh, series is over." The detail that makes Blizzard look utterly stupid in this is that the previous series, O1 versus Munich was up 3-0. So if they were following the rules, yes, the series should have ended there, first to 3. But instead, they allowed the reverse sweep to begin, and O1 won 2 maps in a row, and then they stopped the reverse sweep because, oh, whoops, we should have already have stopped the game long ago. Everyone involved thought it was a best of 7, and I think that's why you can see how everyone was upset about this. This is the type of thing that the Blizzard administration could have easily fixed, but as always, their arrogance gets the best of them. Here, the main tank for O1 is talking about the fact that they were given confirmation that it would be a best of 7 a day before, even has a screenshot of them asking the admin, and well, the pro team seems to be in the right here. As many tier 2 pro players are sick of Blizzard's nonsense, well, as they go down to the lower bracket up against a new opponent now, Oblivion. Yeah, I said that right. Oblivion. They just staged an Orisa and Torbjorn 1v1 in protest. Like, we're not going to play the match. Blizzard, you better fix this. In a follow-up tweet, Path to Pro explained their mistake, of course, making it seem like it wasn't a mistake, but eventually did allow the teams to play again today. Blizzard, you can't make a mistake, commit to it on a specific path, and then at the last moment, switch the plan entirely and make it seem like you didn't make it to begin with. Wait, that's exactly what they did with the development of Overwatch 2. Well, I guess this is just part of the Blizzard playbook. So in the end, they did stop the tournament and were allowed to play out the full series, but the whole incident just causes insult to injury in an already depraved tier 2 scene. Let's look at a few community responses to this incident. C9 Jag does socials for Cloud9, but previously was on the Dallas Fuel staff. He writes a tweet here, "It's sad that I wrote about the path to poverty," which is the nickname for the path to pro in Overwatch as it stands, in Overwatch in 2020, and very little has changed when it comes to infrastructure or accountability. We all love Overwatch and want to see the tier 2 scene succeed, but that only comes with change. Hashtag Contenders Strike. And here he links to his Honors in Disciplines thesis article last semester as an undergrad, talking about the path to pro. The hottest memes come from Bad Patch Amari, and he says tier 2 really made a player union before the Overwatch League. I guess that's easy to do when you're not getting paid. And a vast quips on Twitter, when contenders teams realize they'll be more popular if they just don't play Overwatch. It's a huge struggle to get fans to watch even the tier 1 esport, much less the tier 2 scene. And it's a bit sadly ironic that avoiding playing is causing a bigger stir than when they actually play. Dante, as well as other pros that are often vocal about the mistreatment of the players and especially the tier 2 scene, tweeted out, "Never missing a chance to complain about Overwatch, hashtag Contenders Strike." It's a tough situation because Blizzard is hamstrung by the management decisions they made for this scene many, many years ago. And unless there's an overhaul to the tier 2 system, I don't see much changing come Overwatch 2, other than there just being a newer game. I'm thankful for how many of the stellar pros we have in the tier 1 scene, especially the up-and-comers, given the fact that the tier 2 system is so dismal. Move on to other community news now. Metro tweets out, "I'm excited for the full Overwatch 2 launch on the 4th of October, but worried if they come out with another beta and the new support that we have nothing on release that will still be brand new. Do you guys want another beta, or should they just go dark until release?" Now, I'll note this, a lot of creators and players seem to be confused about this. In our previous video on the subject, it seems very clear to me that in their blog post, they are not insinuating a third beta whatsoever. I think the reality of the situation is we're only going to be getting information for the next couple months before October, and that's where we get Fox Girl and everything else. Overwatch Anonymous, which is a Twitter handle that takes submissions for anonymous tweets that it puts out on your behalf. Someone says this: if Mauga, Junker Queen, Kanazaki, Fox Girl, and Storm Rising Omnic aren't in Overwatch 2 at release, it's a lost cause. Blizzard seems to be struggling with expectations of all of this because they have said the hero release cadence for Overwatch 2. Although I admit, in this very moment, I forgot how many heroes are coming at release. But I think it's Junker Queen and the Fox Girl, as well as Sojourn. And then they had already announced a given tank hero down the line and further supports that we know are in development on the seasonal model. But the fact that this isn't well established in the community is a bit concerning, as the expectations versus reality might kind of hit us like a truck. If we were drafting community members to be in an Overwatch community boy band, Jake would be first on the list. He turned 26 yesterday and is looking dreamier than ever. But not as hot as SVB, who shows off his new look with his Steve Jobs glasses. I responded in saying I would invest my life savings in your startup. Metro says you look like one of those models in my mom's magazine, in a good way. SK, you're about to drop the hottest new tech the world has never seen. Last, the meme for the day: any tips for new Overwatch players? If you hear angry Japanese, start running. Which means it's time for me to start running out this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave it a like, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to actually get notified when our next news roundup comes out. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.